Knife dope. More dope. Come and get your fix. What's up, fuckers? Your boy is back with a fresh batch of dope. Knife dope. That's right, people. The hits don't stop. I think I've made the decision as to the new official overseas knife of the channel. You know, for about 2 years or a year and some change, we had acknowledged the CJRB Echo Ray Laconico design as the unofficial overseas knife of the channel. But I've moved all my Echoes out of the collection, and we've added this one a few months back. This one, of course, being the Quiet Carry Waypoint Large. Now, you know, initially when I got this Waypoint Large, I thought I had made the wrong decision. You see, I had to give up quite a bit to get this knife. I ended up selling my Quiet Carry Waypoint LM, which was the G10 version of this knife with the 3D milled beveled blade. And you know, when I sold it just to acquire this one, and at first I thought I made a major mistake, but now looking back, hindsight, after enjoying this knife for a few months, I absolutely love it. This one might actually be my favorite quiet carry knife in my collection. It is getting a ton of pocket time, so much so that I'm having a hard time keeping it out of the pocket. So because of that, this has been adorned the new official overseas knife of KnifeDope Studios. Now, as great as this look and as good as that sounds, that ain't what we're here to talk about, people. Not at all. Coming back to the USA for this one, taking a look at this ZT offering, which was sent to me courtesy of the Pass Around group. So let's go ahead and experience it together. And without further ado, let's get to the dope. All right. Now, if I'm being honest with you, as far as ZT goes, I have really never been a ZT fan. Now, you know, ZT's heyday, or rather, you know, when they were really popular, that was kind of before my time. I have owned several Kershaws over the year. And then, of course, we've had Kershaw, you know, come back blazing last year with all their launch series, their live wire OTF, and I believe even this year with the Bel Air. You know, they've been cooking. But, you know, ZT had seemed to kind of been quiet. But this new offering has got me excited. This one is the 0308. Now, ridiculous name aside, you know, I cannot stand it when companies give us a numerical number for a name. Putting that to the side, I'm really digging this one. Granted, these are not cheap. These are $420, but it is manufactured here in the United States. This is actually coming from their factory special series, dealer only. So there's certain dealers who will have this for sale. Don't know where you could get it besides the ZT site at this point. But nonetheless, we've got single form of deployment, which is this well-leveraged flipper. I am not a fan of the jimping they got on here, though. It's very smooth. Let's go ahead and check it out. Woo! Detent is dialed the fuck in. Look at this blade, people, this knife. Solid work knife. We've got 8.9 inches as far as overall length. Of that, 3.75 is in this drop point apparatus. M390 is the steel. Even got a nice little bit of poon action there. Love me some poon. We've got a two-tone finish. So we've got satin here on the grinds. A little bit of stonewash there in the flats. ZT for your branding. Titanium frame lock. We've got a nicely contoured and milled carbon fiber show side scale. Real carbon fiber there. We've got that same pattern and contour effect going on the titanium. Cerakoted stainless steel pocket clip. We've got black oxide hardware. Don't necessarily know why they had to give us 3 screws right on top of each other. I think that looks kind of weird. You know, I think I'd have been okay with just 2 there. But something interesting they're doing here on the pivot as well. This is a stainless steel black wash pivot that can actually be manipulated with a half-inch wrench. So that's perfect for when you're out in the field. You can make your adjustments accordingly. Great action, as this is riding on KVT ball bearings. You've got plenty of room for your disengagement. They did give us a little bit of a chamfer on the lock bar, but there's no jimping. Would have loved a little bit of jimping on there. And I've also, if I'm being honest, I would have also loved a nice little set of tits on this. I think that would have taken us over the top. They could have even used them to double down as some stop pins, but you know, it is what it is. I do not know who the designer is on this knife. I didn't do my goddamn research, people. What you want me to tell you? Now, one of the things that I'm not digging is the weight on this. 6.8 ounces, and it feels every bit of it. Feels a little bit heavy in the hand, but we've got HRC on their M390s being ran at 60 to 61. 156 thousandths is the blade stock thickness. Deep flat grind. Add all that up, and what do you got? A heavy duty hoe. I like this, man. It feels solid, people. I mean, you know I never shit you. It feels like a solid knife. A little bit bigger, or quite a bit bigger than I like to carry, but you know, USA made, and you can fuck some shit up with this, allegedly. Now let's go ahead and put some knives up for some size comparison. Basically, a little bit of knife flexing. You know how the fuck we do. Gotta roll with America first. We're gonna come like this. Big Mama. We're talking about the AD20 from Demko. More American dope for your palate. A recent acquisition. We're going to go with the Benchmade Mini Adamas. So here you see that ZT up against those. Now, you know, this Benchmade Mini Adamas, I have been carrying it for about 4 days straight now. I'm trying to love it, people. I'm trying to give it an honest attempt, so stay tuned on that one. Let's go with some Chinese vibes. We're going to come with the Chavez Rendición Street. Then we've got, I feel, which is one of Migueron's best offerings to date, and that is the Migueron Miro. So you can see the ZT towers over both of these. Let's do two mo. God damn it, two mo. How about some Taiwan vibes? We're going to go with one of my grail knives, and that is the Spyderco Paisan. Last but certainly not least, how about this beauty? We're going to go with the ProTech Mordax. So there you see the ZT up against those. You know, I'm fully aware, $420 is the asking price, and that is a lot of money, people. But, you know, you are getting a lot of knife here. Damn near 9 inches as far as overall, 3.75 of M390 steel, carbon fiber, titanium. There's a lot to love, you know. However, if you wanted to stay American and get yourself some solidly built work knives, I'm going to give you 2 alternatives to go with. You can never go wrong with a Spyderco Shaman. I've got 3 of them in the collection, 100% USA made, tons of steels to choose from. These come in at about $269, give or take, depending on the variation. And then, of course, we've got this one, which I also love, and that is the American Blade Works Model 2. Gotta recommend Model 2. Model 1, I'm not the biggest fan of, but the Model 2 in titanium, I think that came in at $340. So 2 other options if you want to stay American and get yourself a good, hard-use knife. But the real star of the show today is this beauty, the ZT-0308. Now at KnifeDope Studios, and here for your viewing pleasure. But more importantly, I want to know what you fuckers think. Are you a ZT fan? Tell me all about it. Love you, mean it. Until the next time. Cut something. Cut someone. Just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers.